Yo, what is good, my anime people? What is good, yo? I've been waiting for shows like this to come out so I get to watch them and talk about them, man. Demon Slayer this week, guys. Holy crap. I pretty sure I wasn't expecting the selection to even last any bit longer after he destroyed this guy. But at the same time, it makes a lot of sense that it would go on a little bit longer, um, simply because everything we've seen uh, within this place has been like people just getting bodied mainly, and um, the main thing that was actually beaten was this mutated guy who's been here for quite some time. So it kind of got to the point where everything in the show was kind of just riding on, this final selection and kind of proving to us what some of these demons could do. Which, I mean, none of it was the blood magic stuff that we were hearing about. So I guess that's okay. That they're kind of still saving some of the strongest variants of demons still. Uh, Not only that, we see that when he makes this split decision to pretty much take out this demon at the time he does, even he has memories of his past. Even he has something that he's not proud of that he's done, probably. So we learn that this demon, started out by eating its own brother and pretty much regretted it ever since. So to go from that to what it's become, it just kind of gives you like a good inspiration on what could be coming for the future and just why. Uh, with what I kind of understood, like you just kind of lose it, like not only are you a demon and you're the way to stay strong as a demon is to kill humans and eat humans. Uh, it makes sense that they go as ham as they do when they see someone that could potentially bring them back to full health. So it's one of those things where you kind of don't understand. Excuse me. You kind of don't understand why the demons are doing what the demons are doing until you kind of hear out what kind of makes them stronger, what kind of pushes them forward, and seemingly those things are um, human flesh makes them recover their strength, and I mean, just fighting in general. They have superhuman strength, or supernatural strength, speed, endurance, all that type of stuff. But when it comes down to these swords, these demon slaying swords, they ain't got nothing. So uh, even after the demons have probably been living a rather lavish life, I can only imagine that after you find out that no one could really beat you besides these demon hunters, you kind of feel yourself some type of way. Um, which is just what it felt like when I was watching this guy who was picking on our boy in the forest. He just felt some type of way because he's already killed so many different people. Not to mention the kids of the person who enslaved him there. And not only that, we actually saw a glimpse of what the old man's hair that taught our main characters uh, just how to fight. We saw his hair, uh, back in the time, but it seemed to look like it looked like he was pretty much the same like person. Like he was just pushing forward and holding the W key as some of the Fortnite players get down. Um, but at the same time, it was so cool to see that he's just like he's just like our main character in the case of he was grinding probably by himself, fighting these demons and not really giving any. Oh man, I thought that was the other one. Not getting any help from anyone. So I wouldn't be surprised if they kind of. Oh, that was sick. If they kind of give us an understanding behind all of that, because uh, I mean, he seems like a dope character overall. Like, I really like the master so far. Out of a lot of people that, kind of just get introduced to the story and is forced onto the main character and whatnot. But this guy felt a little bit different because not only was he preparing him for all of this, he didn't expect him to make it. I don't even think he wanted him to go to the final selection. Like after all the kids that he's lost from sending out there, I don't think the selection is something he's proud of. So to think that he's sending another great kid out there was probably hard for him to do, and as you can see, it turned out pretty well for him. But at the same time, he's done it multiple upon multiple times, and it hasn't turned out well every time. So it's one of those things where I'm really interested to see if he ever kind of like, you know, wants to get revenge on, letting his kids out there and goes out and does some more demon hunting, even though he seems like he's relatively old to be going out there and doing that type of stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if he really wants to uh, go out and just kill at times, because I mean, it's kind of hard to say that you raise some disgustingly strong kids just to see them die by a demon uh you put in, or at least you had captured and then they used to train the other kids. I mean, it must suck knowing that that person you put in there is the one that's taking out all your students. And I mean, I guess he doesn't know, but after our main character coming back and being like, yeah, I took out this demon, he's like, oh, you took out he knew exactly who he was talking about. So clearly, uh, he must have he must have heard or had some type of way to know that that demon was still alive that whole time. And yeah, man, he's pretty was pretty broken for a demon that wasn't using this so-called blood art that we learn about this week. So it just goes to show you that, like I was saying earlier, they're still not showing us all the demon variants, which he said there's several of them, which is awesome. Um, and I guess his sister may be one of them that he either included or didn't include. So there is another demon type out there, and she is the sleep and don't eat human type. So she's regaining her strength through sleeping, but in my opinion, it feels like that wouldn't even really do much for her, because at the end of the day, if she's, sleeping during the day and then she starts traveling again, she might not be able to get this type of sleep in all the time. So it's another thing of like, because this old man is here, because he's become a demon hunter, she is a lot safer than she already was. But at the same time, there's not much that they can actually do altogether to, keep her from not experiencing blood and maybe getting a hunger for it, all that stuff. So there's still a lot of the show to go, and to think that there was like 5 or 4 people, yeah, I think it was 5 people to make it at the end of the day, and like that be surprising to them, or like at least it wasn't surprising in the least or something. You know what I mean? Like they just didn't care. They're like, oh wow, 5 people, okay, that's enough to, make some ores and make some swords and stuff. Or it was kind of like, oh, 5 people made it. We have just enough stuff arranged for all of these people. So I don't know. It felt weird to me. But overall, man, Demon Slayer, one of my favorite animes right now. I mean, it's not it's not the greatest of all times or anything, but to think that it was going to blow up this quickly, not to mention it has 26 episodes. I'm just looking forward to the slow grind that they might be going into, and I want to see exactly what they're all going to put in within this season. Um, if it's going to go into some crazy stuff, leave us at a cliffhanger, or if they're actually going to really get in depth and try to finish the whole series out before it all ends. So, with that being said, I am the Anime G, and I hope you guys have an amazing day, night, evening, whatever the case may be. Your boy is definitely about to drop some more videos, at least one more. So, if you are looking forward for more content from me, make sure you subscribe and drop a like. It would be greatly appreciated. But at this point, I will be dropping something no matter what, and I hope you guys enjoy that. So with that being said, I will talk to you soon. Peace.